All right. It looks like we are live. We are live. All right. So, week number 2 for this awesome hangout. And you're here and you are most amazing. You are awesome. So, I couldn't think of amazing and awesome. So, I just put them all together. I think that works. What's going on, people? All right. So, let's see if we got this. Let's see if we're actually working out here. Is this working? Leave a comment down below if this is actually working out for you. You can see this. Going on, people. All right. I think we can. I think we got good. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about how I was able to earn my first couple $100 in commissions using these 5 simple steps. There is a platform that I'm using that has given me a cheat sheet that shows me how to get my first couple commissions, and not only that, but how to fire my own boss. And as long as I stay consistent with this, it's actually going to work because I'm getting small results, and that's going to turn into bigger results. And it's just that's how it's going to go. That's where I'm going. This is the direction that it's going. So it's called the 5 steps on how to fire your boss. My name is Ricky Burrows. Thank you for watching this entertaining channel, and thank you for joining in on the chat. And look at all these awesome people that are showing up already here, so this is great. Okay, so let's get into it. So 5 steps of firing your boss. I was actually practicing this more within the last, I'd say, month to 2 months, and that's when I started seeing some pretty cool results. Now, as long as everybody stays completely focused on these 5 simple steps of firing your boss, you will most certainly get results. Not the same results that other people are getting, like, dramatic results. I mean, you could get them, but ultimately, you just want to focus on, like, I just want to get my first commission. Just follow these 5 simple steps. And, I might get in trouble for showing all these things, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so the first thing you want to focus on is your vision. The first thing you want to focus on is your vision that you have for where you want to become, where you want to be, who you want to become, and you want to spend at least 10 minutes a day. That's step number 1, is to visualize who you want to become, stepping into that vision of, that man, that person, that woman that is just, I know exactly who I want to become. And you admire someone, you admire other people. So you say, okay, I've been taking lots of notes, I've been studying, I've been watching all sorts of training. And if you just visualize yourself stepping into that vision where you have become successful, imagine being successful. Imagine being able to just wipe out your debt. Imagine being able to be attracting the right prospects, the right people to you, and generating leads, generating an income, and without even thinking about it. Where that's really where the money is when you start just focusing on your vision of helping people and showing them what they need to do in order for them to get commissions. That's where it gets exciting. That's where it gets fun. And when you stop focusing on the money, you start focusing on the vision. That is where things are going to get really interesting. And I tell you, this whole marketing webinar thing, this has been a challenge. This has been nothing but a challenge, and I really enjoyed it because I know the potential about this. I know people who have been doing all these webinars and stuff. They've been creating their own webinars. They've been doing it for weeks consistently on the same day. And then I just visualized it. I just imagined myself having that vision. I visualized it. 5 steps. First step to firing your boss, visualization. So I had this vision of being able to step into that vision of starting my own webinar, creating this training platform so I can help people like you get up off the ground, get going, and get your feet moving. Start when you start crawling, then you start like getting up and you start walking, fall down a little bit. But as long as you are like visualizing, like, I want to get over there, I want to get my first commission, I want to get my first leads, 2 leads, 10 leads, whatever it may be, you have to step into the vision and then believe that it's actually happening. That way, I mean, look at this right here. I believed that this webinar was actually going to happen at some point. And then I just decided it's going to happen. And then I made it happen. And here it is, lo and behold. So, hey, Katie Stage, Dave Renica, these people are amazing people. I really look up to them, and I'm really looking forward to just sticking around with them. You guys are so amazing and so inspirational. Great to have you here. All right, so the second thing is, actually, you know what? Let's go back to that visualization and meditation. One of the things that I heard from somebody inside the system is that they were talking about meditation and concentrating on your breathing. And she sets a timer on her phone to go off, and all she does is that she focuses on breathing, breathing. It's like, oh, that's so weird. Oh, breathing, breathing. Do I really have to do that? Just keep breathing, keep breathing. And I set my phone to do that. And what it does is that it eliminates, it puts you in a position where you're focused on just doing one task. And when that is accomplished, then you move on to the next task, which is she goes into her I am speeches. And that's what I did. You know, I started to speak out loud as to who exactly I am, what kind of an impact I'm making on people, and where I want to go, my vision. And I did that. I did the breathing for 7 minutes, meditation, and I did the I am quotes for 7 minutes. I kept doing 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes, and then I began to step into the vision of where I wanted to become, who I wanted to become, where I wanted to be for that period of time. And I tell you, as soon as I got ready, I was like in focus to do the first thing I needed to do this morning. And I was actually pretty surprised that it worked, because I'm not one for meditations. I am not one for sitting down and going, but I didn't do that. What I did was I just breathed normal, and I just focused on that. I was like, let's just try it. Nobody's around, nobody's looking. So I just kept doing that. And I tell you, by the end of that meditation and just breathing and listening to myself talk about who I am, where impact I'm going to be making, visualizing, it just made an impact. So, oh, Pops is here too. That's great. So I see that we got more people on here. That's great. All right, cool. Appreciate you guys. All right, so then the next step number 2, personal growth and personal development. Now you see me looking over to the sides because I have the 5 steps and I want to read it so that the content that's on this is clear, and you have you can take notes and that you know exactly what to do. You want to always be learning, growing, working on yourself by feeding your mind material, and that develops your millionaire mindset. Now, you don't have to have that millionaire mindset to just what you got to do is you got to think about that first commission mindset. If you're struggling to get that first commission, you have to have that first commission mindset. And then once you get past that, then you go to like the $1,000 commission mindset, and then the $1,000 going to 10,000, and then 10,000 to a million, whatever you want to do. But if you have that first commission mindset, then you're going to get it. You're going to start focusing. You're going to end up doing it. And it really does not, it's not difficult when the plan is laid out. And this is what this plan is you visualize that you're actually going to do it. And you have a growth strategy on actually how to do it. You have to work really, really hard on developing yourself, your mindset that I'm actually going to do this, because you're going to be bombarded with people who are going to tell you all sorts of crap, all sorts of lies, all sorts of things that do not matter to you. They will be telling you that. Guarantee it. I suffered that for 2 years straight, where I had 2 people literally standing over my shoulder and telling me that that I was a loser and I couldn't make any sense, and that there was nothing I was going to be able to do to make. Let's put it this way: the person said I wouldn't make a dime. She said I wouldn't make a dime off of this, and now I've made several $100s in commissions with that. So don't listen to people. Don't listen to the wrong people. Listen to the right people, the people who you want to listen to. So personal development, you know, you want to look into books, trainings, you want to get into like the inspirational videos that like other people put out there. You want to look at tutorials, audios. I listen to audios all the time. We have inside of the system that we're using is a podcast, and it's called a wake up call. So that wake up call, you listen to that and you can just get so much value out of it. It's like 20 minutes. You're listening to it, and it doesn't even have to be this system. It could be like the one that you're with. You can have just that podcast right there. Listen to it. If you just keep focusing on, you know, your energy goes to whatever you're focused on. So, like, and I got that from this really good book. I've been enjoying a phenomenal book. I don't have any links in the description. You can just go ahead and Amazon and get it. It's a book that's called Win Bigly. And this book is all about persuasion and how you can learn how to persuade people to get them to agree with you and to do the things that you want them to do. Fantastic book. It's a lot of fun to read. And it might cause some issues for people. So I don't know about that one. Nobody's coming back to this webinar. Okay, so we're going to keep going because I ain't saying what it's about. It's just about persuasion. All right, so let me just scroll this down. My internet speed is really slow. Hopefully we don't lose the internet. We've been having issues here. Come on. We're having technical difficulties. Now we got 5 people on this. This is awesome. Okay, we're going down. We're scrolling down. Okay, so after you've done visualization, you've figured out I'm going to go that direction, and then you do some personal development, personal growth. Then wait for it, Katie. Dance lines. So then after that, you want to spend 1 hour of executing this. Now, this is what these top people are doing, top earners. This is what the people who are making like $1,000 doing. And sounded like something was like hitting my door. Anyway, maybe a bad day for that person. So, okay, I get on these rabbit trails, you know, it's like, it's my show. I go anywhere where I want to with this thing. All right, so anyway, an hour of execution. So I said to myself this morning, I was like, okay, I did my meditations, I did my personal growth, I was reading this book, and I really found it just right in line with where I wanted to go with it. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to go into this system that I'm using and go into the training that they have in the back office. So the back office has this phenomenal training on YouTube. So I went in there and I just watched the video, and then I learned something from that, and I decided I'm going to implement that. I just didn't even bother. I just went right in, and I just started working on doing some research on how to figure out what people are looking for. So I was able to take that training, and I was able to make a YouTube video out of it. And from there, you learn how to optimize it. And it's a fantastic way to get your YouTube videos like ranked above people who have been on the internet for like years at a time. I can remember one of my videos was able to outrank Tony Robbins videos. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And that's because of the training that they provide in this system. You know, if you implement it, you can get some really cool results. So from there, you create content. You get out there. And then that was actually the 4th thing. Okay, that was the 4th thing. So we're gonna go back to the 3rd thing. I skipped one step. So it's called we're gonna learn something new today. That's what you want to do. You want to figure out what your niche is, and you want to learn a new strategy with it. Now you can get really, really good at what you're doing, and then you can say, okay, what's the one little step I could learn from this, and just go from there. All right. So if you go back into the system, back into your training, then you can just implement it. And I learned that, you know, I should be going for low competition keywords in my YouTube videos, because a lot of people are putting out there like how to make money online, you know, and how to get your first commission. But there are also keywords keywords. There's keywords that people put into YouTube that nobody's making videos about. So you can dominate the search for that, and you can have like 10 searches a month for a really hot keyword that nobody really cares about. But you can get that traffic. See how powerful that is? And if you make 10 videos, now you get 100 people looking for that, and you're number one. So that's really powerful stuff. So you got to get out there and you got to make all those videos every single day. So once you start doing that, then it will, you can get some noticeable results. And all right, so with that, after that, you go with the 1 hour of execution. You learn something new, and then you take action on it. And so from there, after that, then you go into the 2 hours of networking and connecting with people. Once you start making videos and you start getting the word out that, hey, people can get in touch with you, whether through you leave a link to your Facebook page, you can put in an email capture page, anything that you want, a ManyChat page, and you can collect emails that way or contact information. Once you start getting in touch with people, they want to send comments, they want to comment on your content, and you start connecting with them. Well, then from there on, it comes down to the training that you've learned inside of the system that you're in. Now, with me, my Lead System Pro is just top notch. We're coming up on 10 years in this home business industry that's on the internet. You want to join something like that that's been around and learn from their own mistakes, learn from other people, always learning, always growing, always developing. And quite frankly, it's the best in the industry, and you will be satisfied if you come into the system and you go full into it. Now, I've been creating content on YouTube for quite a while, and with that, a lot of people have contacted me, a lot of people. And when you start getting in touch with these people, you want to be able to just start to prove whether or not that they're worthy of your time. And it may seem kind of like it's a little, I don't know, I feel kind of nasty doing that. Good, because you should not work with everybody. There's a lot of people out there that will tell you, yeah, I'm ready to get going on this, and then they don't do anything. I'm lucky enough to have a guy on my team who's just like, he's taking action all the time. He's always learning. He's always excited about this sort of stuff. And there's several people who have reached out to me. One dude in particular, his life was going in a direction where it was really bad, and he was in a really dark place. And then I invited him to go to church, and he just saw like a whole different way of life. And then he's like, and you know what too? He's like, I want to learn your business thing. And he's like, I want to do that too, because I've got nothing to lose right now. And he's like, I'm sick of working for people, and I just want to learn all this stuff. So I said, that's fantastic. So he's telling me all the time. He's like, okay, I just got a job, and I'm getting paid on this day. And as soon as I get paid, I'm getting a laptop, and I'm joining you. And I'm like, that's cool. So, and the way that happened was I just kept feeling myself. I was learning something new. Step number 3, and there was a thumb there, but it didn't get into. I said 3, but there's a thumb there. So step number 3, learn something new, and then execute it. Take action on it, and then network and connect with people. So I did all those things. I learned something new, and I passed that information on. What makes that guy on the stage so great? What makes that guy on the stage stand out? And people pay thousands of dollars to come and see them, even go VIP to talk with those people. What makes them so special? And what makes you get all excited and your palms are sweating and you're super excited and you want to get this going? It's information. So if you fill your mind with valuable information and then you pass it on, that's what gets people to go, oh, here's my debit card, here's my credit card, and then they go and swipe it and they buy. You have to continuously be learning and filling your head with all sorts of really valuable information. This is the kind of stuff that like it took forever for me to learn all about all of this. So that was definitely the one thing that like that I just started to learn. So, all right, so where do we want to go with this? All right, so the next thing is that once you start connecting with people, like how do you actually communicate with them? You don't want to be dragging on the conversation with them. So once you've done your networking and you're connecting with new prospects and they say, "All right, I'm ready to join," you want to start asking, "Why do you want to do it? Why?" Simple question. Why do you want to do this? This is how I was able to earn like the $203 in commissions that I was able to get, is because I was proving whether or not people actually wanted to get into this. They said yes, they bought it, and then I got paid for it. So I kept asking, well, why do you want to do this? And then they would just say, I'm ready to join because I just don't want to work for a boss anymore. I want to see what my limitations are. I want to see what I exactly I can do. So from there, okay. So when you're ready to get joined, just let me know, and then we'll get started. So if they say, okay, I'm ready to join now, then what you do is you go in the back and you get the sign up hit. You get the direct link to go get them to sign up. You don't even send them to a video you've already built rapport. You've already established that relationship, and they say, I just want to join right now. So give them the link to join right now. Don't bother with anything else. Just give them the link to actually join. So you do that, and then you give them 3 commands. You tell them, okay, click on the link. So they click on the link. What do you see? Oh, I see an order form. Fill out the order form and hit the submit button. So when they do those things, they actually they say, okay, welcome to the team. So it's, click on the link, tell me what you see, fill out the information the way you want it spelled on your checks, hit the submit button. That gets them to go, that sounds pretty good to me. And then you just go from there. Once you start building your team, then you have to start organizing like a time frame where you can actually communicate with them. And what we do inside of this community is that we actually have a Facebook chat, a Facebook group. So we have the group, and then we have the chat box. So with the chat, you can actually go into it and communicate with them daily. You'll be at like 2:30 in the morning. You can still be talking with them, and that's really, really powerful stuff. So if you're talking with your prospects and you're building a community, you don't have to be, you don't have to be there all the time. They will actually network with themselves, and they'll be talking with themselves, and they're all like come together and be all working out like really, really well. And those are the things, those are the things that like I've learned that like, hey, you know what? We've had a strong community for the last 2 years, and people are still on that thing. People have left, and then they wanted to come back. That's actually really cool stuff. That's really, really powerful things. And I think we're doing pretty good here. Like our internet connection, it may be a little choppy, it may be a little sloppy. It's so much snow outside. Oh my goodness. So, so one of the things I had to do today was like it snowed like 2 feet. 2 feet outside. And here I am thinking to myself, like, I remember, like, my grandparents are across the way, and, like, they can't shovel, they can't do anything, they can't. I mean, my grandfather could probably push a snowboard, but then at the same time, I'm like, I better get out there, I better do this. So it's like 4 in the afternoon. I get all dressed up, I get out there, I start going, and I hate this thing because it's just, it's got this annoying, like, guard on it to try to keep the snow from coming on your face, but I'm so tall that I actually cannot sit under this thing. So I went right up to it and I was like, I just want to rip this thing. Oh, it came right off. And I threw it. And then I was able to start it up one pull, and then I started going, and then it was just like it was so much easier. So I was able to like grind through all that snow and get up. The snow is starting to get really, really thick up here. So it just takes a long, long time to just like mow a 50, 60-foot driveway, and it's nice and wide. So, and then after that, I had to go over to my grandparents, and I was just like mowing. I was just like getting rid of all that stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I was like, man, why am I doing this? Why am I putting all this effort? Why am I putting all this work into all this? Can't we just have a snowplow come in and just do all this? Well, nobody was coming, so this was the guy that had to do it. I do it, and I had to just take action on it. And I was just going out there and doing it myself. And once all that, uh, once that was all cleared out, then people were able to just go in and out of the driveway and drive down the road. So that's one of the things that you have actually got to do when you first get started in this. When you want to get your first commission, you have got to just you have got to just suck it up, put on that jacket, put the boots on, get ready for the bitter, cold bitterness, and then you just get out there like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. Why am I doing this? Things off. Maybe it will work. Maybe not. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, so I think by shutting off a few things. Okay, cool. I'm gonna shut down a few other things so we can have a better internet connection. That's right, I'm back. I am back and I'm making the song up as we go. Oh yeah. Best song ever. All right, so I'm shutting some stuff down so that we can have so nothing's hogging all the data. All right. Oh, come on. A part of me is trying to figure out, is it the computer? Is it the internet connection? What's going on with this thing? Can't figure it out. So, all right, we're going to keep going. So, something else that we can also do is get more books, get reading. I have been studying certain people that I have been totally fascinated with. I have this weird that would be a controversy if I were to start spitting it out with some names and everything. Like, oh my guys, listen to it. And it's like I won't be going in that direction. No politics. But if you can get in a comfortable position, then I can tell you that if you have somebody that you really admire, that you really like to think about, talk about, watch videos on, read the books that those people read. Okay, yeah, I can see. Okay, so I can see a little bit better. I started shutting off the web browser. I started shutting off a few things, and I could see. Okay, so I could see that the video came back. Ah, you can hear me. Little choppy. All right. Very good. There's a big delay with this thing, but that's okay. All right, so yeah, so what I'm saying is that so one of the steps in these 5 steps is to learn something. Read books, read audiobooks, or read audiobooks, read books, listen to audios, and really develop on those things. Really just get good at reading. Get good at reading books that are just very inspirational to you. And that's what I've been doing. So the people that I personally admire in that would cause tremendous controversy if I were to say something, which I'm not gonna do that right now. But anyway, actually, we got 4 people here, and I know these 4 people. So it's our U.S. military. Oh my God, I am fascinated with the people in the highest form of our U.S. military. And one of the books that General Mattis actually reads, oh my God, he's really going into this, yeah, is Gates of Fire. So I ordered that book because that dude does tremendous research. He has read over 7,000 volumes on culture, on history, on warfare, and it is just one of those things that's like the guy knows a lot. The guy knows exactly what to do in a peaceful situation and how to build and how to protect a culture. Those are the things that are just really fascinating to me. Law enforcement in general is actually very interesting to me. Man, I'm really pushing the envelope with that. So I always ask police. I always ask the cops. I'm saying to them, how can you pick out somebody in a crowd that is just is going to be like the perpetrator, the guy who's about to do something that he shouldn't be doing? So how do you figure those things out? And they just say it's experience. They just say, once you start hanging around the same kind of environment, you just start picking up on how people are going to behave. And one of the things that we're always saying is well, when you're trying to communicate with people, and this actually goes kind of well with it. When you're trying to communicate with people, you can tell if somebody is trying to stay focused on you, and you can do this with members of your team. You can tell if somebody's actually trying to stay focused on you is they're not trying to break contact with the communication. They're always maintaining eye contact with you. They're always they're standing up straight. They're listening. They're actually listening to understand you. They're not listening to react. They're not listening to respond. And this is fun. When you know your audience, you can actually just start talking about all this stuff. So gotta know your audience, or else you get in trouble. So, but one of the things that this police officer, awesome guy, so down to earth, he was just real with me. He was just telling me, hey, if you start to see that, that guy's always trying to like avoid people. He's trying to stay away. He's like, the crowd's always doing something. They're interacting, they're mingling, they're in conversation. Everybody's like laughing and enjoying each other's company. But the one dude is like standing off to the side. It's hot out, and he's got like a trench coat on. He's just sitting there, and he's all angry at everything. He's just thinking, he's just like, "Don't come near me." Those are the kind of people like they just pick it out, and they're like, "Hey, what's up, dude? What are you wearing a trench coat for?" You know, and like we were saying in this, like you want to hang around certain people, you want to cut certain people out of your circle. You gotta basically look at it and say, is this person going to help me in my business, or is that person going to be an energy vampire? Really? Like, are you going to be working with people who just like are always super negative and complaining? I'm not doing that. So you have to pick them out and then just go with it. Like, there's this one dude that I work with at work. He is just ultra negative, and I keep saying to myself, I could never work with this guy. Like, if he wanted to work with me, pound him to I would have to pound him with questions as to why he would want to. Because every word that comes out of this guy's mouth, every sentence is just in a negative state. It's like a credit card. Like, that guy's mindset is just a credit card. He just goes right into the negative. It's always just like blaming somebody else. He's always not taking action on getting his life together, his health, his finances, and all that. And it's just amazing. So, but when you're picking up on people and you want to build your team, you want to know exactly, who you're going to be working with, and the way to develop that skill is through training. Like that officer who was telling me how to like pick out people in a crowd, so you can like say, okay, you don't want to be around these people. It's through training. So, yeah, really, it really does. So like it's like there's no good conversation in the whole thing. But but when you go into like that mindset of like, okay, I'm gonna pick people who I'm gonna work with, that's that takes time to develop, and it takes training to do it. Now, most companies they don't provide very good training. I've been hearing this a lot lately. Like, they don't really know how to like pick people out of the crowd. They don't teach people. They say everybody's a prospect. Everybody's super interested in whatever it is that you have to offer. No, they're not. Not everybody wants to go on that, that zipper ride where, it's flipping people around and they're going all up and down. I can remember that, like, there was one time when I was at a fair and a girl that was with us, she, like, looked at that thing and she said, I will not go on that thing. Oh, no, that is not for me. So, not everybody wants to do those kind of things. Now, a lot of us, when I get on those things, get all flipping and, like go all around, start throwing up everywhere. That sounds like fun to a lot of people. And then they want to go on the next ride. They want to go zipping around, and then they want to spin, 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 and throw up some more. It's weird people. But anyway, so with the 5 steps, recap, let's go over that. You want to visualize yourself stepping into the vision of who you want to become. What gets you really excited? What gets you to the point where, like, you really are on fire? Like, you want to help people start their own webinars? I know some people who are doing that. They've been able to help, 5 of us get our webinars going. Go workshop warriors. Go workshop warriors. That's what we've been able to do. We've been able to help people get to that point. Do you want to continue to like prove other people wrong and get those, extra commissions that will mean a lot to you? That's going to make a difference in your financial life. How would you feel if you got like a year's worth of pay in one day? You got to provide value. And the way you get provide value is by learning valuable information in the training that you buy. Learning a skill. You gotta learn a skill. You know, you don't have to depend on retirement. You don't have to depend on anything. You can just learn a skill at any age, implement it, and watch things just start to attract you. You can get like some really cool results. All right, so then from there, you know, you go into personal development. You want to always be improving. You want to be around 5 people who are just always going to be pushing you, pushing you, pushing you to just like get the results that you want to get. You seriously want to be prepared and over prepared, really, for delivering good content. Then you want to learn, you just want to learn something new. You want to go into the strategies of what you're really good at and then get amazing at it. Get really amazing at it. You know, get your videos on YouTube on the first page. Get it to the #1 spot. Find those low competition keywords and then dominate the search. You want to know how to really you want to know the secret to what I'm doing. You want to know the secret. You want to know the secret to me getting onto YouTube and getting on the first page. It's really not hard. It just takes time to do it. You got to load the description up with timestamps that you put, if like say like I put like a specific like piece of valuable information. I don't know if I should be saying all this stuff, but if you got time, if you got valuable information at like 1 minute on that clock on your video, you just type in 01:00, and then you write in like the keyword, the title for like what that point starts at. And then from there, you just fill in information after that. And you put in as much information as you possibly can, telling stories so people can get into that. So once you have all that right there, then you go into the tags and you put in tags that are relevant to the content that you're creating. Fill them all in. You can put up to like 500 characters, 500 characters. So you put all that in there, bam. And then you can go in there, and if you want to optimize it even more, you can go inside of your videos, and you can go into the audio section of your videos, and you can correct all the words that you're speaking, so that all the words that you're saying is not slurred, because Google will guess, YouTube will guess as to what those words that you're coming out of your mouth. But if you go in there and you correct them all, then you can really just like give yourself another little boost. Because I guarantee you, a lot of people aren't doing that. They're just making the video, they're writing down description, nice short one, and then send it out to their subscribers, and all the comments will boost it up. So, but if you want to just like continue to like do little tweaks here and there, you can start doing that. And then from there, you take that link, you go up to, Pingler or, Pingomatic, and then you can ping your video. So when you ping that, basically telling Google and YouTube, hey, come check out my video, or check out all the content that I got on there. So then you go in there. See, when you learn something new and you just take action, you create content, you put it out there. This is how you network with people, and this is how you connect with them. This is part of the 5 steps to firing your boss. This is what I've been doing in order to get, the first couple $100 in my commissions. This is what I'm doing. Is I pick one strategy. I figured out how to get really good at it. And then you just do it. It really comes down to that. There's no secret sauce after that. When I made, man, what did I do the other day? I made a buffalo chicken stew. And that thing came out like butter. There was no butter in there, but it tasted amazing. I took some chicken, and hang on a second. I gotta get this down here. So what I did, right, I took the chicken, and I took the buffalo sauce, and I took, tomato paste, crushed up tomatoes. I put garlic in there. I put all sorts of salt, pepper, and 2 cups of chicken broth in there. It's a fantastic recipe I got off this app called Tasty. You go ahead and download it. It's free. So I got that, and I made it, and I put it in the slow cooker for 8 hours. So by the time I got home And that thing was like the aroma that was like inside that room when I walked in. It was awesome. And it all came down to just following a simple step program. And it was videos, tutorials. They had instructions, and it says, "Do this, and you will get these results. Do this, put chicken here. Put 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 2 cups of, or 1 cup of, you know, half a cup of whatever of red hot sauce, 2 cups of what do we call it, chicken broth, and so on and so forth. Instructions: do this, and you'll get that. Follow these 5 steps, and you'll get commissions. Come home from work, and you'll have an amazing meal waiting for you to be eaten. You come home from work, you'll have leads in your email list, people wanting to connect with you, people making all sorts of wild, crazy claims like, this is it, this is the thing, I can't believe I'm talking with you, all this and that. And that's pretty much it. So when you get the valuable information out there, that is, I tell you what, when you treat your business like a slow cooker and not a microwave, the food and the results, theoretically speaking, is going to be really good. You got to treat it all like it's a real thing, and it takes time. You got to build it up. But once you start getting the results that you want, once you put everything together and you just leave it alone, you put it in there, you just leave it. You got all the recipe, you follow the recipe, you put out the content, you made the videos, you put out like problem solution, this and that. Oh, it's gonna come out so good. It's gonna come out really good. You know what I'm saying, right? You gotta start just taking things and just well, this could have used a little bit of salt next time. It needs a cup of salt, right? You ain't cooking for 5,000. You're just cooking for 5 days. Teaspoon, little thing in there. That's what you got to do. You got to start taking these simple things. Do this. Follow these steps. Get this result. I see it laid all out, and I say I can do that. So can you. You can look at this tasty app. Like I'm saying, I'm not an affiliate for it. I don't get paid for it. I just get a thrill when people download the app and then they make it. I told this app about, I told people at work about this app, and they went and they made the recipes. They're like, oh, I did this. I made the lasagna app, lasagna recipe where you just you layer 5 layers of you put a layer of pasta, a layer of sauce, a layer of pasta, a layer of cheese, a layer of pasta, a layer of ricotta, a layer of pasta, a layer of sauce, and then you roll it, and then you cut it, and then you take it and bake it, and then you have these little lasagna packets, and you dip it and eat it. I could visualize it. I could smell it. I could taste it. I could imagine getting that done, and it came from the same app that I had made something before and I got results from. Follow the same principles. How many more examples do we got to go through here? How many more examples do we have to put out there? It's the same principle. Okay? You got to get results. You got to start taking action. You got to start doing things. You got to start filling your mind with useful information. Win bigly. You gotta start studying other people's books. You gotta start reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. You gotta start reading You Inc. You gotta go into all these other. What other books do we got? What is this? How to Win Friends and Influence People. You want to learn how to get out of debt? Read Dave Ramsey. That dude was $1 million in debt. $1 million in debt. That's incredible. An incredible amount of money. He was able to get out of debt. That's an amazing thing. He's a little brutal, but he definitely knows how to get that out. Think and Grow Rich. That's actually one book I have not read yet. That is on my list. She's like, oh, now I want food. Oh, who doesn't want food? Who doesn't want yummy food? Who doesn't want like that a savory flavor in your mouth where nobody's around and all you do is focus on it and you just listen to nothing but this is so good. And you just moving it all around your tongue and then you feel at the back of it and like, oh, you get a hint of that flavor and oh that flavor and then you bite down on something hard and break your tooth and then you're like, that was not cool. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up here. Thank you guys so much for coming onto this show right here. We're gonna build up a bigger audience next time, and we're gonna get even more people on this thing. And I'm always hungry for food, even if it's just beans and rice cake. I can't eat rice cakes. They're like, they're like I can't do it. It's like they're just so much, just like no, they're like little calories. Like if I eat that thing, it's like, and then just evaporates in my mouth. It doesn't. I can't do it, man. I gotta have me some meats. All right, so oh, my phone said cake. Okay. All right, so thank you for coming on this show. Hit the button below that says, let me in to start working with me. If you're looking for good training that we've been talking about, there's a couple. I think it's on this side where you can get some copywriting mastery. You want to get that course because that is all about communicating with your prospects and the social ads made easy. That actually is very, very true. It teaches you exactly what you need to know, step-by-step directions on how to create your very first Facebook ad. It's really simple. All right, guys, this video is coming down in 24 hours, and I thank you so much for watching this video. Get all the good nuggets out of it and share it with your friends. All right, thank you for Workshop Warriors for showing up, boosting my morale. This broadcast is over.